Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Room here to run. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Give him 30 yards there. So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football, because he's got a full head of steam when the ball is popped in his direction.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Now a run with McCaffrey. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Now 3rd and 5.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's going to be caught by Samuel.
Jackson.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
He'll buy some time right. He'll try and run it. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
We hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Flush to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. The 30, 10, touchdown, Philadelphia. Ezekiel Elliott, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Eagles have taken the early lead.
Jake Elliott on
First quarter touchdown run. Remember this coming on the heels of his NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance that was so great last week.
Did you feel the rumble all the way up here in the
big
booth?
bodies up front.
Big bodies moving people, and him, of course, charging through those great holes that were created.
So off to a great start here. Maybe looking for award number 2, adding to the award that he won last week in the NFC. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10. At their own.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Panthers nothing.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Open man is Samuel, complete. That catch good for only a couple.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Jackson. And he connects with Ertz. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Past the 20. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 33 yards that time. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Jackson will throw again. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Third down and 14.
The Panthers on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Again, Jackson into a double team, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
The Panthers take over first.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. They go play action now. Jackson being chased out left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 14. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Now a timeout signaled for him. They'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
By the Eagles. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Wentz. Under pressure, they got him again. Brian Burns charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11.
It's 2nd down.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Working from the gun, Wentz. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
Complete to
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Brian Burns able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. 54-yard punt, 14 on the return, nets him 40. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
38-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a one-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
It's 2nd.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
To Curtis.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down.
1st and 10.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a 1st down.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football, and what a nice gain on that play.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. 5 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson, he's going to air one out for him. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Robbie Anderson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece.
That ties the game at 7.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
He takes this for 3 to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for the Eagles on 3rd down. 47 yards. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And down inside the 15 he goes. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
It's a gain of 10.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 15-yard line.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Wentz. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. But defensively, that's a nice stop there on 3rd down here in the 4th quarter. Now, offensively, kicking the field goal, taking the lead, right?
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Especially since you got stopped on the previous play. But if you...
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown.
The ball carrier.
Ezekiel Elliott with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Jake Elliott to kick off for.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Now left side on the swing pass. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Miles Sanders.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
At the 34-yard line.
And his throw is incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now Jackson. Completes it to Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
41-yard line.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
McCaffrey, the ball carrier. The tackle made just shy of midfield.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
He was brought down.
They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. They'll look to throw. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he gets it down to the 32. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
4th down.
First things first here, they got to pick up the first down.
And remember, it is 4th down, so they've got to pick up a completion here. Otherwise, this one's over.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson rolling to his right. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
And they do not get it. It's incomplete. They went for the win, and the big gamble does not pay off. So they'll line up for the onside kick. 18 seconds to go. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Detroit Pride that time gets the tackle.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Panthers' 28-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Elliott. Oh, Zeke with a quick feed. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for the Eagles, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at Bills Stadium in upstate New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Buffalo Bills.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
And we are underway in Buffalo.